when we look at the literary features in the book once, in chapter 4, we see some things that we've already noticed before. So if we turn to page 28, he's crouching in a pig pen. We can see that down the bottom of this page it says, "The pig is looking at me with sad, droopy eyes." Again, this is personification. It's giving characteristics of a human to the pig. And this happens a few times. "I know how it feels. Cheer up," I say to the pig. The pig cheers up. The pig frowns. So if we can mark all of those things, personification is the technique that's used. In chapter 4 of the book Once, we find lots of dramatic irony. Now, we've looked at dramatic irony before. Dramatic irony is when the reader or the observer knows what's going on, but the people in the story don't really know what's going on. And here we have a great example of this when Felix finds the abandoned house. Now, the kitchen stove is still burning and the back door is wide open. In the distance, I hear faint gunshots. We already know from the page before that this is a Jewish house. We've spoken about the mezuzah. So we can picture together what's really going on. These people are Jews. Just very recently, at the moment that Felix is there, they have been taken out of their house just before Felix arrived, and whilst he's there are some executions of the Jews going on in the background. But that's not the conclusion that Felix comes to. He hears faint gunshots and he goes, of course, that explains it. They're out hunting. Over the page, talks about Father Ludwig goes rabbit hunting and he's usually gone for hours. So we know that something quite sinister is going on to the family that own that house. But Felix, through an ad hoc argument to himself, convinces himself to believe that there's not something sinister going on. They're simply out rabbit hunting. The next example of dramatic irony is found on page 35. This is when Felix is walking near the road. Suddenly there's a large bang. I fall back in the long grass. I'm stunned with shock. I've been shot at. The soldier shot at me. The bullet whizzed so close to my head I can still hear it buzzing in my ear. However, his conclusion about this, that poor soldier, tonight in the barracks he'll hardly be able to swallow his dinner. He'll be so upset. All he wanted to do was play a little trick and now he thinks he's shot an innocent kid. So we know these people are Nazi soldiers, probably Gestapo. And these soldiers are shooting indiscriminately. They're on a truck that's taking Jewish people to their deaths. So his conclusion strikes us as strange. It's an ad hoc argument to keep his beliefs in place, and it causes dramatic irony. The next example is he convinces himself not to worry about the Nazi book burners. He's worked out what they're doing, and it means that there's plenty of time to hide our books. We know that's not true, and that his parents' shop is being taken over. Probably book burnings have already taken place, but he convinces himself that this isn't the case. These are examples of dramatic irony. The final one, right at the very end. If we look here, there's gunshots, another burst of gunfire a long way off. The river has suddenly turned red, which is strange because sunset is still yellow. The water's so red it almost looks like blood. No, it must just be a trick of the light, is his conclusion. Again, dramatic irony.